My name's Cansdale and I was 14 years old when I first entered the competition and 15 when I entered the second time.
Why did you enter the competition, Hope?
I entered the challenge because I really enjoyed cooking at school and at home. I've been cooking ever since I was little. And when my teacher announced it in class, I found out that James Martin was going to be a judge there. And I've always watched him on TV, so I thought it would be a really good opportunity to meet him.
Okay. How did you decide what to cook?
This might sound really strange, but when I first read the competition, I knew I had to cook with either beef mince or lamb, but I'm not really a big meat eater myself. I'm more of a vegetarian, and I probably haven't eaten beef mince since I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I looked through loads of different recipes for beef mince and what people's favourites were. I knew my dad really liked cottage pie. I looked at meatball recipes, kebab recipes, and then I printed them all off and put all the flavours together. And then I made up a kind of recipe of my own for the sauce. I wanted a kind of a sticky sauce, and I decided on meatballs because they looked really pretty and they're really nice to present. And then once I'd got my recipe, I tried it and tried it again, and I remember the first time I tried it, it was at school, and the meatballs all just fell apart and the sauce all evaporated and it was just a big wok full of dry mince. But I took it away and modified it, added different ingredients, added water to my sauce, so I got the sticky glaze that I wanted, and it all looked nice in the end.
Good. What was your experience of the regional heats?
I remember turning up at the heat and I was so scared. I think it was at Croydon College, and we travelled there in the morning, and I saw these other students turn up, and these people turned up with big briefcases full of like knives and table layouts, and I had none of that. I had a wok that had been in the family for absolutely ages, and I thought it was just going to disintegrate on the hobs. And it was the first year the competition had run, and I remember that you could enter as a pair, and I entered on my own, and there were only about 3 of us who entered on our own, and there were about 11 pairs. I think that was quite scary because they had each other and we didn't really know anyone. But the students and all the staff got talking, and it was really nice because it made it quite relaxed. And yeah, it was quite scary, but at the same time it was really I was really excited about being able to see James and just be able to cook.
What was it like meeting James Martin?
It was amazing meeting him. I remember he walked down the corridor and I had my back facing him, and I remember Mum saying, "Hope's James, Hope's James," and I was like, and I remember everybody just gasped, and he looked so much taller in real life than he does on TV. But it was really good meeting him, and he was really kind. Although he's a celebrity, he was really nice to people and said, if you don't have the right equipment or you need any help, I'll come round and help. And I know we only had an hour to create our dish, but he said I don't mind if you're a little bit late or a little bit early, I just don't want to be here till 4 o'clock having to wait for my dinner.
How did you feel when James announced you were the regional winner?
I remember when James was announcing the 3rd place, and I remember thinking, oh, what if I get third, that'd be really good. I could go home, tell my cookery teacher. And then when he announced that and I didn't get it, I was like, oh, I won't have come anywhere now. And then he announced 2nd, and then when he said 1st and said my name, I kind of just looked at Mum and was like, oh, I didn't expect that at all. But it was, I don't know, I was kind of shell-shocked. Didn't really know what to do.
What was the best bit of the regional heat?
The best part of the regional heat was meeting James, meeting new friends, and just being able to have fun doing what I really enjoyed. All the other students, particularly a girl behind me, we got on really well, and it was just really nice to meet new people.
How did you feel when you found out you were the national winner?
I don't think I could even believe that. I think I found it hard enough to believe that I'd won the regional and won the national competition, but it really inspired me to go and do more of what I really enjoy.
What was your favourite, or what was your prize?
For the prize, we won £200 worth of John Lewis vouchers for the school, a signed pair of Chef Whites, a signed book, which is one of James's books. I think that's it, I can't remember. Oh no, we won a half-day cookery workshop at the Lavender House in Norfolk, and that was absolutely fantastic, that was amazing.
What was your favourite part of the prize?
The money was really good because my cookery teacher had spent so much time with me and been so supportive. It was really nice for her to be able to go and spend the money on the cookery rooms and buy all new equipment. But the cookery workshop in Norfolk was amazing. We went up on a Saturday morning, and it was all the regional winners together, and we got to cook lunch for our parents. So they stayed behind in the restaurant while we cooked, and we cooked a sweet potato and coconut soup, a beef dish and a chocolate torte, and then we all sat down and ate it, and it was really, really lovely. And the chefs were really supportive as well, and they said that if we ever needed any help with like cookery coursework, or had any questions and were like creating new recipes, they'd always be there to help, so we could just give them a phone call or give them an email. So that was really nice.
What did you gain most from this experience?
From this experience, I gained a lot of confidence in the kitchen, but also after the competition, James approached me and he said to me, is this what you want to do as a career? Do you want to be a chef? And I said, no, I don't want to be a chef, I want to race cars. And I think he just laughed at me and went, right, okay. And then he said, well, in 3 weeks' time, I'm cooking for Prince Charles, and I could do the hand, so if you'd like to come along, I think you might change your mind. So 3 weeks later, I went along to St James's Palace, and it was really early in the morning, and I saw James again, and I think I had the same reaction as the first time I saw him. And I turned up expecting there to be this whole team of chefs, and there wasn't, it was just the three of us. And it's James's sous chef Chris, who was also really lovely. And the whole idea of why reason James was cooking was to promote British beef. And there was Prince Charles and I think some of the top chefs in the world. And the idea was to increase the exportation of British beef. So we cooked little mini braised steak pies, beef Wellington, and then for pudding we did a classic lemon torte. And that was really good, and I was so tired because I worked so hard, but at the same time, like, I got to meet Prince Charles, I got to meet these chefs at the end. James took me up to the dining room, and it was such a long day, and then afterwards, once it was all over, it was just such a relief that everything had gone to plan. And I think some of the dishes, we were putting like sauce on them, and he was like, you're the last person, so make sure you get it right. And I think the pressure now, if I knew what it was going to be before I did it, would be even more scary. At the same time as well, we were filming for Saturday Kitchen, so I was trying to do all these dishes, get them into the, give them to the waiters to put them into the dining room, and there was these people standing in the way with cameras all over the place. So that was quite scary as well when you're on film, and it's not really a thing you can do over and over again and practice it. You've got to get it right the first time.
Why did you enter the competition again?
I entered again the next year, just because I enjoyed it really so much the first year. But the second year I wanted to do something maybe a bit more skillful, pack as much into the hour as I had, as possible. I looked at some more recipes and I decided I wanted to do kind of a lasagna style dish, but in a ring that you could lift off, and I wanted to make my own pasta. So I came up with a recipe that was beef mince and olives together, and then I was going to do a pasta sheet and then put on top roasted Mediterranean vegetables and then mince again. So I had to practice making my pasta, which took ages to get it right. And then I also flavoured the pasta with tomato puree. So I had an orange pasta and a yellow pasta. And then I created this, it's beef mince with onion, red wine and olives. And then the Mediterranean vegetables, I added quince jelly that we'd made that summer from the quinces in the garden, and it made it quite sweet. And then I did another layer of mince. I also made a white sauce and then topped it with parmesan and grilled it before I lifted the ring off. And I called it the Owl and the Pussycat lasagna because of the quince and mince in the poem. But yeah, I had a lot to pack in an hour, and I had to work so hard. And I think I was pretty much the last dish to present. But no, it was really good. I enjoyed it so much the first time that I thought, but no harm in entering it again and see what happens.
How did you find the competition overall?
The competition was amazing. I got the chance to develop new skills, meet people that had the same interest as me, and it was just, the whole atmosphere of it all was really, really relaxed, and everyone was really encouraging.
What advice would you give students wanting to enter the competition?
If you're thinking of entering, I would say give it a go, give it your best shot, create a new dish, go for something kind of wacky and out of the ordinary. Practice it until you're absolutely sick of the sight of it. I think my dad ate meatballs for 2 weeks every night, and now he can't stand them. But you take away so many memories from these experiences, and you never know what you could gain. I never thought in a million years that I'd be cooking for Prince Charles 3 weeks after. So give it a go and see what happens.
Thank you.